Hey everyone! Before we dive into this fascinating analysis, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Today we're going to talk about how Tesla is redefining not just the automotive market, but the entire global technological landscape in a way that few can see. 2024 was a year that left many analysts and investors scratching their heads when it comes to Tesla. At first glance, the numbers might seem contradictory and even concerning. The company sold fewer cars than in 2023, even with the launch of the highly anticipated Cybertruck. For traditional automotive industry analysts, this sounded like a red alarm. But are we really understanding what's happening behind the scenes at Elon Musk's company? Look, if we continue thinking of Tesla as just a car manufacturer, we'll be making the same mistake as many Wall Street analysts, losing sight of the true revolution that's happening behind the scenes. And this is where the story gets really interesting, because behind the apparently contradictory numbers, there's a brilliant strategy being executed. Let's start by breaking down the numbers that so intrigued the market in 2024. Tesla not only sold fewer vehicles, but also significantly reduced its prices. The long-range Model Y, for example, which once cost $55,000, is now being sold for $48,000. A price reduction of this size would normally be seen as a sign of weakness in the traditional automotive market. But Tesla isn't a traditional automaker, and that's where many people get lost. Throughout the year, the company implemented a series of aggressive market strategies that, at first glance, seemed to be reducing its profitability. It offered various purchase incentives, including substantial discounts on inventory vehicles, zero-rate financing options, especially significant in a year of high interest rates, free supercharging periods, and perhaps most interestingly, free trial periods of the full self-driving system. Speaking of autonomous driving, one of the most significant changes was the dramatic reduction in the price of this system, from $12,000 to $8,000, with the monthly subscription fee falling by half, from $200 to $100. For many, this reduction might seem like an act of desperation, but it was actually part of a much larger strategy. The most fascinating thing is that even with all these price reductions and incentives, Tesla not only remained profitable, but expanded its profits impressively. In the first quarter of 2024, considered the most challenging moment of the year, the company recorded a profit of over $1 billion. And that was just the beginning. By the third quarter, this number had more than doubled, exceeding $2 billion, leading the company to close the year with a total profit close to $15 billion. To put this in perspective, many traditional automakers struggle to achieve much smaller profit margins, even while selling many more vehicles. But what makes these numbers even more impressive is that they were achieved during a period of aggressive expansion. Unlike what many companies would do in a moment of apparent slowdown, Tesla doubled down on infrastructure and innovation. The expansion of Giga Berlin wasn't just a common expansion project. It was a complete reinvention of production processes. The construction of the new MEAP battery factory in China represented a strategic investment in the supply chain that goes far beyond electric vehicles. The expansion of Giga Texas deserves its own chapter. Besides increasing production capacity, Tesla installed one of the world's largest water-cooled supercomputer clusters. This isn't just an infrastructure investment. It's a crucial step for the future of AI computing that the company is building. One of the boldest moves of 2024 was the strategic pause to retool the Model 3 production lines at the Shanghai and Fremont factories. Imagine the courage needed to stop your two main factories for approximately 2 months, sacrificing production numbers in the short term. This pause resulted in a significant drop in production during the first quarter, but it was a calculated move that prepared the ground for a completely renewed version of the Model 3, which would end up boosting sales in the following months. The real magic happened behind the production scenes. Amid a global scenario of high inflation and supply chains still recovering from post-pandemic disruptions, Tesla achieved something remarkable. It reduced the average production cost per vehicle to approximately $35,000, considering all models, including the complex Cybertruck and the updated Model 3. This is the lowest production cost ever recorded by the company. To understand the magnitude of this achievement, we need to look at profit margins. Tesla's automotive profit margin hovers around 17.7%, a number that makes traditional automakers, with their average margins of 12%, seem inefficient. And we're not talking about cutting quality. On the contrary, Tesla achieved this efficiency while continuing to improve quality and add features to its vehicles. This cost reduction didn't come from random cuts or quality compromise. It was the result of years of investment in automation, process optimization, and perhaps most importantly, vertical control of the supply chain. Tesla doesn't just produce cars, it designs and produces many of the critical components, from the motors to the software that controls them. And here's the crucial point that many still haven't understood. All these changes and apparent contradictions of 2024 aren't signs of a company in trouble, but rather the first steps of a much larger transformation. Tesla is using its position in the automotive market not as an end in itself, but as a platform for something much more ambitious. In the next part of this analysis, we'll explore how Tesla is diversifying beyond automobiles and building the foundations for a revolution that goes far beyond the automotive sector. We'll talk about its rapidly growing energy department, advances in AI and robotics, and how it all connects in a bigger vision that few can see. Don't miss it. If you're enjoying this in-depth analysis, don't forget to leave your like. It helps the channel a lot and allows us to continue bringing content like this. Now let's dive into the second part of this fascinating story about how Tesla is revolutionizing much more than just the automotive sector. In the first part, we saw how Tesla managed to increase its profits even while selling fewer cars and reducing prices. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. What happened in 2024 goes far beyond the automotive market, and this is where the story gets even more interesting. Let's start with Tesla's energy department, which became a true money-making machine in 2024. While everyone focused on car sales, this department was quietly growing at an impressive rate of 50% per year. We're talking mainly about the sale of megapacks, those giant energy storage units, and residential power walls, which are transforming the way we store and use energy. The most impressive part? The profit margin on these energy products has already exceeded 30%. To put this in perspective, it's a margin that would make many technology companies envious. And it's not hard to understand why. Tesla is applying the same philosophy of efficiency and innovation that it perfected in car production to revolutionize energy storage. But there's another aspect of Tesla's business that many still haven't fully understood: regulatory credits. In 2024, the company sold almost $3 billion in regulatory credits in the US, a significant increase from the previous average of $2 billion per year. To understand why this is so important, we need to take a quick dive into how this system works. States like California establish minimum quotas for zero-emission vehicles that each automaker needs to produce, usually as a percentage of their total production. Since Tesla produces 100% electric vehicles, it accumulates an excess of credits that it can sell to other automakers who don't meet their quotas. It's like a Robin Hood of the automotive world, but completely legal and highly profitable. Companies like Stellantis, for example, which are still rushing to electrify their fleets, need to buy these credits to comply with regulations. Some may criticize this system, but it creates a real financial incentive for clean energy innovation, and Tesla has known how to capitalize on this brilliantly. But the real 4D chess that Tesla is playing goes far beyond cars and energy. In 2024, we saw the beginning of something that could completely redefine the future of automation and robotics. The Tesla bot, also known as Optimus, left the laboratories and began taking its first steps in the real world. In a scenario where technology giants like Boston Dynamics and various well-funded startups compete in the development of humanoid robots, Tesla has managed to position itself at the forefront of this revolution. How? By applying everything it learned in a decade of automotive production to create a robot that isn't just technologically advanced, but also viable for mass production. One of the most significant developments was Optimus's new robotic hand, revealed at the end of 2024. This isn't just another component, it's an engineering masterpiece that combines precision, sensitivity, and durability in a way we've never seen before in commercial robotics. Tesla is focusing not just on developing the technology, but on how to produce it efficiently and scalably. In parallel, the company also dedicated 2024 to finalizing the design of two revolutionary projects, the Cybercab and a large robotic van. These vehicles represent much more than just new models. They are the materialization of Tesla's vision for the future of autonomous transportation. What makes these projects especially interesting is how they incorporate Tesla's philosophy of efficiency and minimalism on a completely new level. We're not just talking about electric cars, we're talking about vehicles designed from the ground up to be fully autonomous and part of a revolutionary app-based transportation system. It's important to understand that Tesla could easily be focusing all these resources on developing new consumer car models. They could be creating luxury SUVs, sports sedans, or any other type of vehicle that traditional automakers produce. But that would be thinking small, following the obvious path. Instead, Tesla is betting on a future where personal transportation, as we know it today, might become obsolete. A future where autonomous robots, sustainable energy, and intelligent transportation systems combine to create something entirely new. The massive investments in AI infrastructure are a testament to this long-term vision. The new supercomputer cluster being built in Texas isn't just another data center. It's what Elon Musk calls the brain, a computing infrastructure that will be crucial for training the next generations of autonomous systems. This supercomputer, combining NVIDIA GPUs with Tesla's own AI chips, the Dojos, will be capable of processing millions of hours of video data through advanced neural networks. The goal isn't just to create autonomous cars, but to develop an AI that can operate more safely and efficiently than humans in practically any scenario. And here's the most fascinating part. All these developments, the growing energy department, the humanoid robots, the new autonomous vehicles, the AI infrastructure, aren't isolated projects. They are pieces of a much larger puzzle that Tesla is patiently putting together. In the next and final part of this analysis, we'll explore how all these pieces fit together and what this means for the future, not just of Tesla, but of technology as a whole. We'll talk about the long-term implications of these changes and how they could completely transform our way of living and working. Don't miss it. If you've been following this analysis so far, leave your opinion about this Tesla transformation in the comments. What do you think the future holds for the company? Your perspective is very important to enrich this discussion. In the first two parts of this analysis, we explored how Tesla not only survived an apparently challenging year, but used 2024 as a springboard for something much bigger. Now let's tie all these pieces together and understand the complete picture that's forming. What we really witnessed in 2024 was much more than a simple adaptation to market conditions. It was the year when Tesla began to show its true colors as a multifaceted technology company. Each move, each decision, each investment was carefully planned to build the foundations of something much bigger than a simple car manufacturer. Let's start connecting the dots. The massive investment in AI infrastructure in Texas isn't just to improve autonomous cars. It's the backbone of an entire ecosystem of autonomous products and services. The supercomputer that Elon Musk calls the brain is being designed to be the nerve center of a new generation of technologies that goes far beyond the automotive industry. This supercomputer, combining the power of NVIDIA GPUs with Tesla's own innovative Dojo chips, is being built to process and learn from an astronomical amount of real-world data. We're talking about millions of hours of video being processed through advanced neural networks, creating something that increasingly approaches true artificial intelligence, capable of understanding and interacting with the physical world. But why is this so revolutionary? Because this same brain will be able to control not just cars, but also humanoid robots, energy systems, and practically any device that needs autonomous decision-making. It's a unified approach to AI that no other company has managed to implement on a similar scale. Think about Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot. Many saw it as just another ambitious project when it was revealed, but now we can understand its true role in the Tesla ecosystem. It's not just a robot, it's a mobile platform that will use the same AI system being developed for autonomous vehicles. The new robotic hand revealed in 2024 is just one example of the level of sophistication that Tesla is achieving in this area. The most impressive thing is how Tesla is applying its automotive manufacturing lessons to make these robots economically viable. The same philosophy of efficiency that allowed them to reduce car production costs is being applied to Optimus. The goal isn't just to create a technically impressive robot, but one that can be mass-produced and deployed on a global scale. And this is where the cybercab and the robotic van enter the equation. These aren't just new vehicle models. They're the first physical manifestations of a completely new vision for transportation. Imagine a system where fully autonomous vehicles, powered by the same brain that controls the Optimus robots, form an interconnected and highly efficient transportation network. Tesla is essentially building all the necessary components for a complete revolution in how we move and work. The megapacks and power walls provide the energy infrastructure needed to power this new reality. The autonomous vehicles and robots provide the physical workforce, and the AI supercomputer provides the intelligence to coordinate all of this. It's an audacious vision, and 2024 was the year we started to see all these pieces fitting together. Tesla isn't just building individual products, it's building a complete ecosystem that can fundamentally transform various sectors of the economy. Of course, there are significant challenges ahead. Developing safe and reliable AI, scaling humanoid robot production, creating an autonomous transportation network. Each of these goals would be ambitious on its own. Doing all of them simultaneously seems almost impossible. But this is where the true genius of Tesla's strategy reveals itself. Each division of the company not only contributes to the final goal, but also generates revenue and value on its own. The automotive department funds AI development. The energy division provides the necessary infrastructure. Regulatory credits provide additional capital for R&D investment. It's a virtuous cycle where each success in one area fuels progress in others. And even if not all projects reach their maximum potential, the progress made in each area is already generating significant value. What we saw in 2024 was just the beginning of this transformation. Tesla is effectively creating a new type of company, one that combines advanced hardware, cutting-edge software, and AI in a way we've never seen before. It's no longer appropriate to compare it just with traditional automakers, or even with conventional technology companies. The future that Tesla is building is one where autonomous cars work side by side with humanoid robots, powered by sustainable energy and coordinated by advanced AI. It's a future where personal transportation as we know it today might become obsolete, replaced by more efficient and sustainable systems. Will all these ambitious plans materialize exactly as planned? Probably not. Innovation rarely follows a linear and predictable path. But what matters is that Tesla is building the tools and infrastructure necessary to make possible a future that many still consider science fiction. And that's why 2024, despite all its apparent challenges, might be remembered as a crucial year in Tesla's history. It was the year when the company began its transformation from an electric car manufacturer into something entirely new, a company that is redefining not just how we move, but how we live and work. Don't forget to share your opinions in the comments. What do you think about Tesla's vision for the future? Do you believe the company will achieve all these ambitious goals? Your perspective is fundamental to enriching this discussion. If you enjoyed this analysis, share it with your friends and we'll see you in the next video.